2 violent attacks, 2 different states, and a country on edge. Within hours, a synagogue in Michigan and a university in Virginia became the scenes of deadly violence on Thursday. It started in Michigan. A man drove a pickup truck straight through the entrance of Temple Israel, one of the largest Reform Jewish congregations in the United States. The vehicle smashed through the doors and into a hallway. At that moment, 140 children were inside. They were attending a preschool program. Security guards quickly confronted the suspect. They opened fire and stopped him before he could reach the classrooms. The attacker was identified as 41-year-old Ayman Mohammed Ghazali, a naturalized US citizen born in Lebanon. Investigators are still examining his motive, but reports say Ghazali had recently lost close relatives in an Israeli airstrike in Lebanon. The FBI is leading the investigation. Authorities say the attack is being treated as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community.
The FBI is here working with our state, local, and federal partners to investigate this incident, and I ask for your patience as we process this evidence and pursue every lead that has come to us and that we have developed thus far.
Inside the synagogue, the evacuation happened quickly. All the children were brought out safely. No staff members or children were seriously injured. However, about 30 law enforcement officers are being treated for smoke inhalation after a fire broke out in the building. US President Donald Trump has condemned the attack.
And before we begin, I want to send our love to the Michigan Jewish community and all of the people in Detroit area following the attack on the Jewish synagogue early today, and I've been fully briefed, and it's a terrible thing, but it goes on.
What happened in Michigan is not an isolated case. Anti-Semitic incidents have been rising sharply across the United States. Since early 2024, anti-Jewish incidents have accounted for nearly 2/3 of religiously motivated hate crimes reported nationwide. The tensions are unfolding as the United States and Israel are engaged in a widening war with Iran. And officials say conflicts abroad can sometimes trigger threats at home. That fear was reinforced hours later, this time in Virginia. A gunman opened fire inside a classroom at Old Dominion University. One person was killed, 2 others were wounded. The shooter was a former member of the US National Guard. Investigators say he had previously pleaded guilty to attempting to provide support to the Islamic State terrorist group. Witnesses say he shouted "Allahu Akbar" before opening fire, but he did not get far. Students inside the classroom fought back. They subdued the attacker and stopped the shooting. The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. But Thursday's violence has sent a clear message. The war overseas is no longer just limited to where it is happening. Security agencies warn that communities across the US now face an elevated threat, and that threat is not fading.